the company, they're saying I owe them a total of around $30,000, and person suing me is anywhere. It just says it's the state of Texas. I don't make enough money to pay that, so they've filed a lawsuit against me.
That's crazy.
And what did he just throw the papers at you? What did he do? Tell us about it.
Yeah, this guy knocked on my door. He scratched something on his own paper, tore it off the top, and then handed me the packet that I have now. It's like a movie.
Benny, what's going on?
Well, yeah, I applied for a loan when I was in college through the state of Texas. It's not a private entity, I don't think. I don't really... See, the thing is, I don't really understand how it works. I didn't understand how it worked at the time. But I definitely, had to take the loans out because I needed to go to college.
Sure.
But now I owe the company, they're saying I owe them a total of around $30,000, and I don't make enough money to pay that.
Okay.
So they've filed a lawsuit against me.
All right, let's
Did you graduate from college?
I am 12 hours short of a degree.
Ew, that's
brutal.
$30,000. Yeah. Yeah, don't answer
have
the
you
phone.
Have you thought about finishing it? What's the degree in?
The degree's in acting and drama. It's a Bachelor of Arts, and I just need to finish a Spanish class. I failed out of a Spanish class.
So basically, you're wasting time and money.
Yeah.
Why is the comedians jumping in? Hey, hold on, back up. That is the comedian talk. He just pirated the ship. He's like, I'm the captain now. Okay, calm down, buddy. I've heard your jokes. Okay, so it's let's start with what is the entity? Hey guys, what is the entity? All right, X, what's your degree?
Criminal justice and animal science.
Animal science and criminal justice, same thing.
Well, I just made those up. I don't have a degree. See?
Oh, dude, he's a better actor than you. He did the Spanish class.
Wow.
All right, let's keep going.
What's the entity that you owe the money to? What's the name of that? Let's start with the name of the entity that you owe money to.
The entity that I owe money to says the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. That's where it mailed me from. It doesn't say who the person suing me is anywhere. It just says it's the state of Texas.
And you sent me that communication, didn't you?
I just noticed that I said I didn't mean you wasted money on a degree. I meant you wasted money not getting a degree yet, on the last 12 hours.
I'll try to be nice now.
Yeah, I didn't mean your degree field was a waste of money. My bad. I didn't think that. That's not what.
Seems like it was.
Oh no.
So Benny, when this lawsuit's already been filed, were you served papers? Did someone come and deliver those papers to you?
Yeah, this guy knocked on my door. It's like a movie.
And what did he just throw the papers at you? What did he do? Tell us about it.
He scratched something on his own paper, tore it off the top, and then handed me the packet that I have now, which it references Exhibit A a couple times, but then the exhibits are numbered, not lettered, that are attached. So I'm kind of curious if there's an Exhibit A that I'm not privy to, and I only get to see the numbered exhibits.
Interesting. So is this lawsuit filed by the state of Texas, and is it filed by Ken Paxton? Is he one of the lawyers listed on it?
Ken Paxton is listed on it, as well as a few others, and then it's...
Wait, hold on. How serious is it if they got the attorney general on it?
So that's the thing is when the Texas Higher Education Board comes after you for student loans, they get the full power of the Attorney General's office. That means they put Ken Paxton and his wonky eye on the lawsuit.
That's crazy.
It's also signed by person dealing with it as a which, I mean, Nepo baby, if I've ever heard of one. Yeah, just say his name is George C. Washington.
Am I crazy? They don't have an amount in here.
So $30,000 is actually, according to most sources, about average for the amount that people owe on their student debt. So that kind of puts you squarely in the middle of what people are owing on that debt, which is, across the country in every place. Were you on a payment plan or some kind of amount that didn't get paid for a while before the suit came? Or do you know how the lawsuit came about?
I think I am on a payment plan for a different loan. But this one I was forbeared. I was given forbearance on it multiple times throughout being out of college.
And what is
But
a forbearance?
I wasn't notified that the forbearance had and partial forgiveness on what I thought was this debt a few months ago, but I've been unable to confirm that.
Okay, so forbearance, for those of you at home, and X just has a question. It's a great question. Forbearance is a period where the debt is not collected. Oftentimes, that means you don't have to make any payments during that period. Sometimes it can be a principal only, so you only have to pay the interest during that period, a partial forbearance. Not having noticed that the forbearance had lapsed, that's usually notice is a big part of all of this. Before you can take certain rights or take certain actions to enforce it, you've got to have that happen. And so as part of this lawsuit, that means you're going to have a date that you've got to answer. So right there on the front, anyone who gets a lawsuit, usually the very first page calls it citation. It's going to tell you when you got to answer. And that is, it's non-negotiable. As soon as that date passes, they can start moving to get a default judgment, which means at that point, you pretty much, your options to be able to challenge it go to zero. So that becomes problematic. Josh, would you agree with that?
I agree with that. Yeah, I think that the biggest thing right now is communication. It seems like you were given multiple opportunities to, or you got multiple warnings before this lawsuit.
No, I didn't realize my forbearance had lapsed.
Okay, so they hit you out of the blue. Have you communicated with them since you've received the lawsuit?
No,
What is your current income?
I would say around 20,000 to 25,000 a year.
Okay. And what is your total debt? I know you mentioned another debt besides this one, so there's about 30,000 that's represented in this lawsuit, and you said there's other debt as well.
Yeah, but that's just like super small time credit debt. That it's only $500.
Okay, that's pretty healthy. And you don't
That's still an active credit account. So
you don't have other student loans.
no, I think my other student loans that I've already entered into a agreement with them to where I'm paying it off, but I'm not.
No, you listen. There are other student loans that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's a question. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, in what amount?
I'm not sure of that information.
Could you ballpark it?
I would say it's probably like $10,000.
Okay. The reason that I ask is that one of the next things that we're probably going to tell you to do is get more information, right? You can't make decisions with incomplete information. And right now you haven't communicated to even ask, hey, I'm not willingly non-compliant. I just wasn't aware. I thought I was in forbearance. What are my options here? You can't get, I feel like I'm going to say the exact same thing I said the last call. You can't get milk out of a rock, right? So if you're not sitting on daddy's bear bonds totaling $50,000, they could sue you into Christmas. It's still going to come down to a payment plan and negotiating that. And before you even negotiate the payment plan, you need to get information. So I think the first thing that you need to do is get an accounting of all these numbers, right? Get a piece of paper out, open up a Google Doc, and you need to write down what the amounts are and the entities and the contact info for each one. So loan number one, Ken Paxton, Texas Department of Education, $30,000. Here's their phone number. Loan two, credit card, easy, $500. Here's their phone number. Loan number three, student loan, $10,000, Sally Mae. Here's their phone number. And then I think you start by calling them, and you say, hey, what are my options here? I don't have $50,000. I don't have $30,000.
This should all. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
This should all tell you who you should be voting for during voting season. Also, just look at that paper. It's tell you who not to vote for.
No, I don't make it political.
Yeah, we're voting for Putin. Right? Okay, so Josh's advice is correct. You want to get this information down so you have a good sense of where you're at, because you're going to use that information as leverage when you call. You're going to say, hey, I'm only making this much. This is how much I've got on other debt that's happening right now. You don't have it exactly to the penny, but you do need to know at least where those other things are, because you'll know, hey, I haven't gotten mail on this for a month or 2 or 3. Did an address get screwed up? Did something happen? You want to keep tabs on that. It'll help to prevent a forbearance notice if one did come out. Letting them know that the forbearance notice didn't come out is also going to be helpful. Here's a little inside baseball. Remember when I asked earlier about Ken Paxton being on there, and X was quick to pick up, wait, the Attorney General's on there. The other ones on there are Assistant Attorney Generals. Every one of those folks had student loans. A lot of the current set of Attorney Generals down in Austin, they are in their first 5 years out of law school, and they have student debt now. In fact, a lot of them are working there because you can get student debt forgiveness if you go work in public service. So they're not going to be the kind of oftentimes just don't care working in a corporate type environment. That's because you're working against the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board, and that's why the state of Texas and the Attorney General's office is representing them. So calling them up, giving them that fact, just like Josh was saying, is a good way to figure out. Now, one warning on that though is you're calling the other side in a lawsuit. So this isn't exactly a criminal case, but they still can and will use your words against you. Now, there's a little bit of a protection. I don't want to get too legal on you about settlement discussions and how those can't be admitted, so you can talk with them. But look, give them a little bit of a reason to get this done. They're a person with a docket of cases they've got to deal with. More often than not, what they can do is extend the period, work out some kind of payment plan.
Be honest with me, Benny. Did a little bit of that overwhelm you? What he just said, I felt like that was a little too precise and technical. Was that? Did you get all that?
It's a lot of information.
There's a lot. Okay, I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it down. I think I can jump in here. Okay, we're gonna invite you back. This is gonna be a follow-up call. This is not something that we're gonna be able to fix in one day. And for some callers, that's gonna be the message. So we're gonna have you back on. I want you to leave with clear action items on what your next steps are. Okay. Right now, your first step is that page that has all your debts and the contact info on it. So write down number 1, I need a page with my amounts, names, and phone numbers. You got that?
Yeah.
Okay. Step number 2 is you're going to call. You ever play poker, Benny?
Love poker.
You love it. Perfect. You're going to be really good at this. In poker, you want to gain information without giving information. So when you call them, I want you asking questions, not making statements. So here's a good thing I want you to do on that call. I just got sued and I'm trying to understand what my options are. I don't have a lot of money. I'm trying to understand what my options are. What can I do? What are my options? No matter what they're saying, the person who's asking questions is winning. You can record if you want, but I want you to write down what they're saying. And then when you have that, the first page that I told you to make, and you've talked to each of these and asked what my options are, I want you to call back. Thoughts on that, Bill?
Great. I love it.
All right. Benny, you have any questions on that?
No, I don't.
Awesome. Do you feel a little better? Do you feel like you got support?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I feel like with a lot of this stuff, it feels, you used the phrase earlier, a little too legal.
Yeah.
And I think most people like me, I just see legal jargon and I'm like, oh, I literally am not capable of dealing with this at all.
Yeah.
So it's always nice to feel armed with an action plan.
Yes.
Amen.
And we're going to break it up. We're going to break it up into little chunks and we're going to stay with you. Okay.
All right.
All right,
Sounds
Benny.
good.
Go get him.
Hey, what's that guy's degree in?
All right. We got bonus time between our caller, Benny, and X. They want to talk a little shit. X, what's your actual degree in?
Oh, I ain't got no degree. I don't do shit. I make people laugh. When you actually have talent, you don't need a degree.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought it was in watching cartoons.
Good one. Good. Okay.
They actually have. I know somebody who majors in that, and they make good money. They not in student loan debt.
All right. This got weird. It got weird and personal.
You guys are just
I do want to say, I also want to say,
couple.
I don't know if this makes it to air or not, but I want to add in, let's also, action item number 3, let's seriously figure out how to get 12 hours of fucking burrito orders so you can get your goddamn degree, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, no,
seriously.
All
You're
jokes
that
aside,
close.
I believe
Bro,
in
go
you.
to the Home
I believe in
Depot,
you.
3 hours a day, stand out front, you'll learn Spanish. Go.
Well, I was able to get a sealed copy of my transcript right before I was kicked out of the college, so I can go back anytime I want to.
You were, wait, you were kicked out of the college?
Oh, and the plot thickens.
Wow.
How did we miss that? How'd you get kicked out of the college?
Were you selling crack?
I was charged out-of-state tuition for a class, and they charged me out-of-state tuition halfway through the semester. So a person in the admissions office misled me about whether the out-of-state charge was already paid, and then halfway through the semester, they demanded more money, and ended my enrollment when I couldn't provide it
What?
by a certain date.
I hate this place. Wherever
What
it is.
school is this? Name
Yeah,
this
that's
school.
crazy.
Texas Women's University.
Oh gosh.
Yep. I knew it.
What was the school, dude?
Texas Women's University.
Wait, they let men go there?
Can't help you.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm
We can mute it in post, dude.
Bro,
I can't.
It's like shooting fish in a barrel there. Why would you blame this guy for going no competition?
How long ago was this?
Hey, hopefully there's no fish in her barrel. You know what I mean?
Is it my mic on? How long ago did this happen?
This happened I got kicked out in 2016.
All right, you know what? You have your action items. Read them back to me. What are the things that you're gonna do?
I collect all my financial debt in one place and collect the associated contact info. Then I call the Attorney General's office and glean information for them.
Yep.
Based on how they tried to contact me and any other debt I might owe them.
Yep. And then what are you gonna do?
Call you back.
Excellent. All right. You feel a little better? You feel like you have an action plan?
I feel so good.
Okay. All right. Godspeed, Benny.
I just want to say
I
was kidding. I believe in you, and I hope you finish them 12 hours.
Just trying to get an outro to
Good
this
luck
fucking
in college.
call. I'm glad that you feel a little I'm glad that you feel a little better, Benny. We're going to get to the next call. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you have a crazy legal story and you want to talk to some lawyers anonymously for free, call us.
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Nothing at all. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, to be honest.